Sennheiser HD518s. The cheapest of the HD line, I think. There might be something further down, but in this shape, in the 598, 558 shape, this is probably the cheapest. Now, I've done the 598s, I've done the 558s, and now I'm doing the 518s. And I took these back to New York with me because my brother just got a set of the 598 special editions, and I wanted to know directly how they compare. And the 598s have amazingly clear highs, just remarkable. They really are. And the 558s, from memory, are warm and bassy. They actually serve that up. And that puts the 518s right in the middle. Now, there's a pretty big price swing from the three. No. Right now, this moment, 68, 100 for the 558s, and 150 for the special edition 598s. So these are less than half price of the 598s. And if you're interested in only the highs, by all means, 598s. But soundstage and tone, if you're looking for more neutral, these are them. I know, I'm crazy. Blasphemous even. So, as far as build, from like here down, it's the same. The pads in this are stiffer and cheaper feeling. The ones in the 598s are really nice. I actually prefer this headband right here, this soft, like stretchy cloth, to the 598s because that leather just, I don't know, the leather bothers me. So, everything but the pads in this are the same or superior on the 598. The build is identical. The way it functions, the way this twists, identical. Maybe this isn't as pretty. They don't weigh anymore. There are 3 identical headphones, basically with different trim, and 3 completely and wholly different signatures. The way I'd put it is these 518s, they don't have the fidelity that the 598s have, obviously. But they have more bass, more warmth, and more mid-range than the 598s. And the 558s had the opposite extreme of the 598s, where the 598s have highs, these are neutral, and the 558s are warm and bottom-end heavy. And if they're all the same price, this would be great. This would be a great thing. Because then you could just say, well, which one do you like? And then you pick. But now they're stacking them in order where it's like, these are the cheapest, so obviously they're the worst. And then you got 558s, which are better. And it's not that easy. It is not that easy. It's the same problem I had with the 600s versus the 650s. Where the 650s, for whatever reason, were more money. And because they were different, didn't make them better, just more money. And I said buy the 600s. So presumably if these had the same exact pads and were available with the same trim and were the same price, I guarantee you people would pick these up instead of the 598s. That's what I think. It's my prediction. Now, get the fuck here. We'll get to the crux of the issues with the rest of it. Here's the box with deep, rich bass sound. Rich bass sound. I don't even. You won't be needing one of these little stupid adapters because it comes with only one wire, and that wire is the proprietary proprietary Sennheiser super deep 2.5. Super deep. And then 10 feet of very mediocre cable. And then a permanently affixed 1/4 inch. So it comes with this adapter. 1/4 inch to 3.5, which anyone who's ever used one of those knows they are the worst pieces of shit ever. Because then you got to stack this on there, and then that on there. And then you got this little 3.5 millimeter son of a bitch. And guess what that's going to do? With all that length on it, just break. So luckily, you people have a Mica Origin, K5, or you've got a Dark Voice or Lake people. Don't have one of these. My God, only 3.5mm. You'd have to use an adapter, or you'd have to buy a good adapter. Where's my good adapter? I'll link my good adapter in the description. It's the 1/4 inch to an angled, right angled 3.5mm by Hosa. So much better. Let me give these. They do have deep, rich bass sound. I'll say that much. It's almost like they're charging you more for sound signature than for actual sound quality. Putting that out there. Because the 598s, I put them on. My brother bought them. I said, oh, you like the 598s? How do you like having no bass? And he didn't understand. He was coming from the HD300s, which I gifted him. So those don't really have a lot of bass either. So okay. And I went over there and I made sure he listened to these. And I made sure he listened to the Fostex. What am I on? Medium? Yeah, these things are efficient. I mean, I wouldn't classify them as Summit Hi-Fi. That's everyone's thing now. It's Summit Fi. But I wouldn't say, oh, these are half as good as the 598s. If you want crystalline highs, by all means, get the 598s. But if you think they're lacking in low end, you have to choose to get not those, and either the 558s or these 518s. Because they're the same headphone. The drivers are different, and they made these pads slightly cheaper and fuzzier and warmer and stiffer. But I mean, you could buy 598 pads and put them on here. And you could probably even buy the different wire, just any different fucking wire. There you go. Aliens. Point is, I like these headphones. I like them probably more than the 558s or the 598s in just a range of sounds that they produce. The 598s are great, especially for gaming. You want to game, you want to hear nothing but footsteps and no explosions, by all means 598s. And if you're just a chill, relaxed dude who wants to go womp womp, 558s, and don't mod them to sound like the 598s. That's dumb. They're snowflakes. Leave the snowflakes alone. Stop trying to change the snowflakes to all match each other. And these, being the cheapest of the three, these are good enough. These are good enough. Until you jump up the big jump. The big jump. Get the hell out of that 500 series up to the 6. I'd have no problems with these. They're not going to go on the list of my favorite headphones of all time, but I'm not comparing them against all the headphones of all time. I'm comparing them against the other 500 series Sennheisers. Because that's who they should be compared against. So if you don't have the money for 598s, and you think 558s are below you, let's go even further down. Climb right into the dumpster, grab these. If you could live with the wire and the slightly stiffer pads, which are, it's not summer, but I'm assuming in the summer these are going to get slightly hot. You may want to consider swapping out the pads. Everything else is pretty much fucking identical. They're low rent 598s with better bass and less clean highs. And I'm not a person that hates just high-centric headphones. My 2000Xs back there literally define no bass. Because it's all about no bass. About no bass. All treble. All about no bass. Bass. All treble. So, I'm going to keep this review short because I like to keep Sennheiser HD reviews short for some reason. There's not much to say. You know, people love them. I don't have to sell you these. Well, actually, I have to sell you these. No one has to sell anybody the 598s because those are just like Jesus came down and made headphones and they called them the 598s. But you know, that extra 2 to go from the 598s to, yeah. No, that's the pair that Jesus came down and made. And then I painted them yellow, because fuck you. Don't discount these as just like, oh, they're going to be garbage. If you are just starting out and you have no money, and you need an open set of headphones, or you'd like an open set of headphones, you don't even need an open set of headphones. I gamed in these just fine. Do not discard these as, oh, those are the lowest of the lows, don't even bother. No, they're fine. They're absolutely 100% fine. And if you color these to look like 5.8s and change the pads and gave them to someone, they wouldn't go, oh, these are crap, and throw them on the floor. Gotta lower that. Gotta lower it. These are a yes. They're a cheap yes. There are better headphones we could work up to. I mean, if I had to pick this set or the now short-wired SEA 1000s, for fun and gaming, I'm picking those. But actually, without any modifications, these are probably more comfortable. Right? I can't. Good. They're good. They're friggin' good. They're certainly not half or a third as good as the 5.8s. They're 20% less clarity in the highs. And the 5.58s is sort of that middle ground where you got to know what the 5.58s sound like. Except for the fucking wire. Proved.